Hey guys, I'm Natalie. Welcome to today's low impact, full body, high intensity workout. Today you will need a floor mat and a set of 2 hand weights. We're going to use 2 hand weights for all 4 rounds. And today we're going to focus on the inner thigh for rounds 1 and 3. Let's get started with our 2-minute warm up. I want you to start by drawing the knees up towards the midsection, and let's set up our form. Roll the shoulders up and back for 1, 2, 3, keeping them back and down the whole time you're working out. Pull yourself up through the crown of the head. Nice long tall torso supported by a really strong core. Grab an imaginary bar overhead and then start pulling it down towards your chest. So squeezing that bar down as you draw those knees up, making sure that you're keeping the torso long and tall, so no hunching over. Everything's got to be long and tall, bracing those abs. Let's do a few more here, guys, for 3, 2, and 1. Walk the feet a little bit wider, and this time I want you to kick the butt and pull that imaginary bar down behind the back of your head. So you're squeezing the shoulder blades together and trying to get that heel up towards the booty. It doesn't matter if it doesn't touch. Keeping the back long and tall. A few more here, guys, for 3, 2, and 1. Keep this wide stance. I want you to squat back and then squeeze the glutes, driving up through the heels as you stand. And let's watch our form here. As you're sitting back into the squat, I want you to imagine that someone's got a chain on the base of your spine and they're pulling you back and you're squeezing up, pulling you back and squeezing up. So it's not an up and down movement, it's a back movement. Going to the back of the room, squeezing it up. So my knees or over my ankles for 2, squeeze, 1, squeeze. Shuffle on the spot. I'm going to show you the first move. 2 hand weights, start in a nice wide stance. Palms facing in, arms up to the corners of the room. Super simple. Squat and kick, squat and kick. Making sure we're sitting back into it so it's not up and down. Sit back, kick. Get ready, just the right leg. Squat and kick. The feet are facing out to the corners of the room and you're sitting way back into that squat, trying to work those inner thighs. A nice wide stance, and then kick to the corner and kick. 2, 1. So now your left leg. So it's not an up and down movement. Sit back into it. Let that booty go to the back of the room and then kick to the corner. Left leg. Here we go. Squat, kick. Really getting our heart rate pumping. It is high intensity. Low impact does not mean low intensity. Kick to the corner and then really sit back into it and keep that torso long and tall. All right, guys, start in a small V. Weight overhead. Come onto the ball of the foot, step into a squat, back together. So really raising that heel. Here we go, step squat together. Raise the heel, lower it. Raise and lower. Stepping into a nice wide plie squat on the ball of the foot. Get that heel up there. Raise the heel. This is working the inner thigh. Getting that heart rate up there. My heart rate feels a lot higher than that. All right, guys, get ready. To your left. Raise the heel together. Raise together. So stepping nice and wide, coming onto the ball of the foot. Keeping that torso long and tall. Let the torso help control, let the core control the torso. All right, guys, feet facing together. Hammer curl. Palms are in. Side lunge, inner thigh sweep. Get ready. Side lunge, inner thigh sweep. Now on the inner thigh sweep, keep the leg very rigid and straight and the foot perpendicular or right angles to the leg, very flexed, nice and rigid. So I'll show you on the other side. Left leg. Sit back into it and then sweep that leg across the body, keeping that foot rigid, and lead with the inside edge of the foot. Side lunge, sweep and hold, and sweep. Try and put your focus on the inner thigh, sweeping that leg across, and then pausing at the top. After this, guys, grab your mat and come onto the side of your body. 2, 1, grab your mat. It doesn't matter which side. I want the back leg bent and the front leg in front and straight. Lift the hip up, and we're doing an inner thigh lift. Here we go, lift it up and up. Inside edge of the foot, up to the ceiling. If it's too much on your shoulder, drop the hip and just do an inner thigh lift and put your hand on there for more resistance. If you've got your hip up off the ground, do not add more resistance with the hand. Lift, lift, lift. Other side. So front leg is long and straight, back leg is bent. Lifting the hip up and then just lifting that inner thigh. Inside edge of the foot up to the ceiling. Lift and lift. If it's too much on your shoulder, just drop the body, add the hand for resistance and focus on the inner thigh. If you can, lift this hip, working the core on the bottom. Lift and lift, lift and lift. 2, 1. You probably would have also felt the supporting leg. Grab a drink, guys. 2 hand weights. Start in a V, upright row, wide squat, knee up, curtsy, knee up, sit back into it. And then on the curtsy, the back goes down on a diagonal, wide squat, and then send that back, or send the booty back down on a diagonal to where the wall and the floor meet, and let the torso come along for the ride. So the torso naturally pivots forward on the curtsy, bringing your right knee close to the ground on the curtsy. So I'll show you with the left leg. So sit back into it and then send that booty back down on an angle to the corner. Here we go, step squat, send it back down on an angle, rather than an up and down movement, if that makes sense. And then bring your left knee close to the ground, wide squat, close to the ground, wide squat. All right, guys, feet narrow, just your right leg, sorry. Narrow squat, knee up, re-lunge, knee up. Get ready. Here we go, narrow squat to re-lunge. Arms are just coming up to shoulder height and then down beside the legs. And then sitting back into that squat and re-lunge. I'll show you on the left leg. So a nice narrow squat. Sit back, knee up, and then 2 right angles with the knees, and let that torso come forward. Here we go, squat, knee up, re-lunge, knee up, back to a squat, back to a re-lunge. Really sit right back into that squat, and then bring your left knee close to the ground in the re-lunge. Well done, guys. Start with an overhead press. Side lunge, knee up, squat, knee up. But this time, the feet are facing forward in the squat. Here we go. Side lunge, knee up, wide squat. Back to a side lunge, back to a wide squat. So it's not a plie squat. The feet are facing forward. And then you sit back into it, working the booty from a different angle. 2, 1. I'll show you on the left leg. Arms up overhead. Sit back into that side lunge, knee up, wide squat, knee up. Get ready. Here we go. Side lunge, squat. So the feet are facing forward. You're a little bit wider than shoulder distance in that squat. So side lunge, bring it in a little bit for the squat. After this, grab your mat and 1 hand weight. We're going to be doing a hand plank, just your right arm, lift, tricep extension, and down. Here we go, lift it up, tricep extension, and down. Lift, squeeze, and down. Drop to the knees. If you can't hold the plank, I want that elbow tucked into the body when you do the tricep extension. Lift, squeeze, and down. Other side. I have problems doing it on this side because I had reconstruction surgery. So I'm going to drop the weight, but I'm going to do the same thing. Lift, squeeze, and down. Lift, squeeze it back and down. Drop to your knees if you need to. Tuck the elbow, squeeze it back and down. I'm still feeling it without the hand weight. Lift it up, squeeze it back and down. Well done, guys. Grab a drink, back to round one. Now you get a second chance to perfect rounds 1 and 2. So start in a wide V, palms in, arms are facing out to the corners of the room. Sit back and then kick to the corner, but sit back into it. Here we go. Squat, kick, squat, kick. Super simple move. Arms are coming down on a V and then up to shoulder height, out on that diagonal V. Squat it, kick it. Working the inner thigh, also working the booty, shoulders and core. Other side. So remember, it's not up and down. Sit back like someone's pulling your booty to the back of the room. Here we go. Sit back, kick corner and kick. Inner thigh, booty. We're working the core. Anytime we're on one foot, control that torso using a really strong core. I'm feeling the inner thighs. Nice and wide. 2, 1. All right, guys, start in a V. Overhead, onto the ball of the foot and together. Get ready. Here we go. Ball together. Sit down into it. And really raising the heel and raising the heel. Don't forget to breathe. Get that heel nice and high, guys. Get into that inner thigh. Wide squat. Other side. I'm gonna catch my breath. Remembering the rest is just as important in high intensity interval training. Here we go. Down and up. Because it's the fluctuations of high oxygen intake, low oxygen intake that helps make your body a better fat burning machine. Take the rest. 2, 1. Plus, it's not fun to feel depleted. You need the rest. Side lunge, sweep. Keeping that foot very rigid. Side lunge, sweep it across. This one's a little bit slower. Focus on your form. Send the booty back. Don't worry about how far down your torso comes. Just focus on the torso being long and tall and the booty going back. 2, 1. And then focus on sweeping across using the inside edge of your foot and imagining your inner thigh doing the work. Side lunge, sweep. Sweep and hold. Put that focus in the inner thigh. And then just sending that booty back, pivoting the body forward, torso long and tall. After this, grab your mat. All right, guys. Bottom leg bent, front leg straight. Lift that hip if you like. And then inner thigh up to the ceiling. Here we go, up and up. Trying to get the inside edge of the foot up to the ceiling. If it's too much on your shoulder, drop the hip and put your hand on your inner thigh for more resistance. If your hip is up, do not use any more resistance. Lift and lift, 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 lift. Other side. Bottom leg straight, back leg bent. We're lifting that hip and then lifting that foot up to the ceiling, inside edge, nice and straight. Foot is flexed, perpendicular to the body. Lift, lift. Drop the hip. If you get tired, hand on the inner thigh if your hip is on the floor. If your hip's up off the floor, no extra resistance. Lift and lift. 3, 2, 1. Well done, guys. 1 round to go. Grab a drink and then 2 hand weights. So remember, guys, that first move, start in a V in an upright row, sit back into a wide squat, knee up, and then that curtsy. The booty's going back down on an angle. Look at my arm, back down that way, and the torso's just following along. Here we go, wide squat, knee up, curtsy. Trying to bring that right knee close to the ground in the curtsy, but also trying to keep your left knee stacked over the ankle. So look down and see if it's stacked. And then the right foot comes on the outside of the left shoulder. It's a tongue twister. All right, left leg. So sit back into it, not up and down, sit back into it, and then send that booty back on an angle, not up and down, back on an angle. Here we go, step squat, and then bring your left knee close to the ground as you send your booty back down on an angle to where the wall and the floor meet. Core is engaged, torso is long and tall. 2, 1, half a one. All right guys, feet hip distance apart, arms out in front. Squat, knee up, re-lunge, knee up. Here we go, squat it, and then re-lunge. The weight's just coming from shoulder height to the outside of the legs. And then you're sitting back into the squat and then bringing your right knee close to the ground in that re-lunge. I'll show you on the left leg. So hip distance apart, sit back, knee up, and then 2 right angles. You're not out here. Keep that back leg bent. Squat, and then lunge. Controlling the weight and your torso with a really strong core. I am getting momentum with the weights, that's fine. Keep it going, guys. 5 seconds. 2, 1. Okay. Right leg, side lunge to squat. Side lunge, knee up, squat. Feet are facing forward. Here we go. Side to squat, to side to squat. I'm not coming that deep in the side lunge. Just go as far as you can. I'm getting tired too. 2, 1. I'm gonna catch my breath. I am feeling it, but my heart rate doesn't say it. Here we go. Side lunge, squat. Always listen to your body, guys. If you feel like you need more of a break, take it. It's not cheating. You do what feels best for your body. 2, 1. Okay, guys. 1 hand weight, weight in the right hand. Making sure when you come into plank, don't let the hips collapse, tuck them under. Get ready with your right arm. Lift it, squeeze it back, plank. Drop the weight if it's too much. Drop to your knees if you need to. Go at your own pace. I'm gonna repeat it. You're not cheating. You're working out to enjoy yourself, to build fitness, burn fat, build and maintain muscle, and have fun. All right, guys, your left hand. Don't let the hips collapse, tuck them under. Here we go. Lift, squeeze, and down. Lift, squeeze, and down. I'm doing it without a weight, but I'm still feeling it. Squeeze it back and down. Keep it going, guys. Working the core, the shoulder of the supporting arm, and of course the tricep. Guys, well done. You are done. All right, let's step our right leg forward and stretch through that left hip, really pressing through that left hip and opening it up. We don't realize how much we tighten these hip flexors, and it has so much bearing on the rest of your posture and your lower body. Lift your arm up, bring it across the body, breathe into the shoulder. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Let's bring that heart rate down. Lift the arm up, reach down the center of the back, reaching up and pressing down on that elbow to stretch out that tricep. If you like, very gently leaning over to the right side of your body to stretch out that left hip a little bit more. Back to center. Tuck these back toes, leave the knee on the ground or lift it up off the ground. Arms come up overhead. Look up between the hands. Don't hunch the shoulders. Keep them loose and relaxed and back and down. Left hand comes on the inside of the right foot and very gently pivoting and looking on the right side of your body under your right armpit. Back to center. Press the body weight back. Flex this front foot. Very gently bring the torso forward, long and tall, so don't try and hunch over to get down there. Just come forward with a long flat back until you feel that hamstring stretch. Breathe into it some oxygen down there. Switching sides, left leg comes forward, press through that left hip and open it up, breathing into it, tapping into it, get the oxygen down there. Bring your right arm up, catch it with the left and breathe into that right shoulder. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Bring the arm up, reach down the center of the back, press down on the elbow, very gently leaning over the left side of your body. The stretches are so important, guys, so hopefully you stick with it. Back to the center, tuck these toes, lift this leg, and then arms come up overhead, shoulders are back and down, looking up between the hands. Then your right hand comes on the inside of your left leg, very gently pivoting and looking under your left arm. Back to center, press the body weight back, flex this front foot, come forward with a long flat back. Guys, remember, when it comes to exercise, give yourself a round of applause just for turning up. All right, guys, feet together, slowly come up one vertebrae at a time. Keep the knees bent, slowly, slowly, slowly unravel. Slowly unwind. Stack the vertebrae, one on top of each other, heads last to come up. 3 big arm circles up and back for 1, 2, 3. Let's stretch the quads. Really, some days you're not going to feel as energetic as others. Don't beat yourself up. Just feel good that you showed up and you gave it your best. That's all we have to do. Show up and give it your best based on how you feel for that day. Other side. And some days when I don't feel like working out, I say to myself, you know what? I'm just going to do 1 round, just 4 minutes. That's all I'm going to do. I've got 4 minutes. I'm going to get myself to do 4 minutes. Okay, that's it, guys. And if you don't feel like doing anything more after the 4 minutes, that's fine. Check the box. Plenty of studies show that 4 minutes 100% adds value over doing nothing at all. If you feel like doing another 4 minutes, great, but don't force yourself. Just do the best you can each day and feel proud that you're showing up. I hope you enjoyed that one, guys, and I hope to see you next time.